Hello everyone, my name is Ricky. You are watching the Dev Method. So today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the third part of our series of creating a React app from scratch. The first two videos got us to the point where we can get our JSX into JavaScript files, render React components, and display them on the screen. And the next thing that we're going to take a look at doing is setting up the build process in a way where we can take a templated HTML file and use that in our project rather than like rebuild all the time. So if you have already found this out, if you're following along and trying to replicate what I've been doing, one of the issues that you might see is that we're building things into a distribution folder. That distribution folder can be wiped out. You need to create a new build every new feature that you make or every new update that you have for your app. When we're running the dev server, we don't really have an issue with this, but the dev server does source its stuff it's serving up from that particular directory. So you need the HTML file where this all gets rooted from. You need it there. So I need to show you that this is our HTML file. This is the template that we want to go with, but it is in the dist folder. I need it somewhere else. So I'm going to go ahead and create a React app template file for HTML right inside here. So I'll say new file, I'll say index.html. Okay, HTML. Give it HTML5. Woo, oh, so cool. Thanks, autocomplete. And then we'll call this my React. Oh wait, just leave it document. Cool. Next thing though is the script tag. Okay, we need the source to be the bundle.js. Okay. And we also need our root, where where React is going to be putting its application in. So our application is going to go inside the root. Very similar to what we just had set up before. We just have some fancy stuff in the head here. So here's the interesting part. How do we get this guy into the distribution every time? Let's go back and look at it. So you have the bundle, right? Let's delete this file. Let's be crazy. Let's just delete it. Goodbye. All right, what's gonna happen when we try and serve up this again? Start. Okay, nothing broke there. Let's go here. Aha, see this? Just showing us a directory rather than the HTML. So there's a really cool webpack plugin that allows you to take an HTML file, render it as like an HTML template, and then put some of your settings in there. Pretty sweet. So let me show you how you get that done. I have an application that you might have seen already set up with some of these settings. So I'm going to refer back to it real quick, and then we're going to walk through those steps in this application here. Let's see, webpack with Ricky was the name. All right, so here it is. It is called the HTML webpack plugin. So let's do that. Let's get that installed. And then we have some settings we want to look at. So here's what we're going to write in. We're going to do the plugins, new key. So there's rules, and then there's going to be plugins now. And it's an array of plugins. And you import the plugins like a JavaScript module. Pretty sweet. So let's go to the other project and, oh, you know what? Let me take a picture of this. We'll come back to it. All right, let's take a look back to our app we're working on for the series. Sweet. So, found a little issue here. There we go. All right, cool. So what are we gonna do? we are going to do an npm install save dev of the HTML webpack plugin. Go. So we don't need this for our project. That's why we're saving it with save dev. So dev dependency, right? And it's complete. Next thing, do HTML webpack plugin. Get it up here at the top. So HTML. Oh, it's auto completing for us. Thank you. Oh, not anymore. HTML. Boom. All right, cool. Now this has to go right in here in module. Okay, so there's the end of the array, and we have plugins. Array of those, and we do a new one of these here, like so. Let's double check our work. Let's see if we've broken anything because of that. So let's just use npm start. Oh, we got an error. Let's read the error. All right, it says invalid object configuration. Webpack has been initialized using a configuration object that does not match the API schema. I did something wrong. Okay. Unknown property plugins. So maybe it's plugin. Let's just try it. Plugin. Oh, you know what? There's rules, and then there's module, and then there's like plugins. I think that's what it is. Is that right? Oh, cool. See? Learn through failure. Just read the build outputs and then either guess or check online or refer to a project like I'm doing to see what needs to be completely set up. Next step is what are all these options that we have? So I just took a screenshot. Let's take a look at it. All right, so we have meta, title, and then template. Okay, so template is actually the file that we want to use, and we're going to use this same exact option here. So template, and then we're going to put in source index.html. Let's do that. So we'll do template index.html. Cool. And then another thing I'm going to put in there is title. My cool title. So this is what I want to pop into the template and replace that variable. So in order to just test out that title is coming through and that we're even getting this HTML file and not the one that was there before, I'm going to try and do this by memory. I think this is it. So it's like options or something. Ooh, title. Oh, let's see if that works. Okay, and let's see, Google Chrome. Title. Very cool. All right, let me take a sneak peek back at our project and look at the template that we had. Okay. Ooh, I was so close. So I had this right. I didn't have this end part right, but I need this here. Options, title. Yeah? So that's going to be, these are the options. So let's switch back real quick. All right, so I did not want that. Okay, man, it just spits it back out. Let's go back in here. I think actually we're gonna want this. Ooh, I did that wrong. What did I do wrong? Gonna be this and do this. All right, cool. We should be ready to go. And the title is gonna be in the H1. Is that correct? Oh, it's not. Title is not in the H1. Oh, because I messed up that syntax. There we go. Is it in there now? Yeah, my cool title. All right, so the title I actually want to be somewhere slightly different. So not part of the app at all, just in here. There we go. So now you'll see that's the title of the web page at the top from the head. Cool. Now we have our template to go off of, right? So how does this help us? Well, I just want to bring it to your attention that this HTML file, if we were to blast away this distribution folder, it will always take the HTML template from the source now. So that's actually really cool. We can update our template and give it more options. One option that I decided to give my template in my last project is a meta tag. So let me show you what that looks like, and then I can template it different depending on my environments. So if I was to look at the one I already created, let me show you here. I did this meta tag, and what I did was a content security policy, and I set some of the attributes on it, and I'll show you where it shows up here. So that actually is part of the plugin. It'll insert it here at the top as one of the meta tags. I found that incredibly powerful to just look up some of these options, and you might find something in there that you really like. I like this one, content security policies, or CSPs as they're abbreviated, are really great. They're really supported by a lot of the different major browsers out there. And what it allows you to do, I don't want to necessarily go through like all of the options here, but for example, like image sources, they have to be from your domain, or you could specify any subdomains of another domain that is not your own. And so content security policies, when you're running on localhost, actually don't matter. It'll serve up whatever content it can. But when this is a fully built application, like if we run the dev build or the production build, we have that build artifact that we then upload to our server. This will actually come into play. This is a great way to also limit what scripts are being loaded on your website. Currently, I'm allowing unsafe eval, and that's for the development build. I was okay with that, and that is a side effect of building with the production mode versus the development mode. So the development mode, let's look back at the the package.json. So remember this development mode? So this was a couple episodes back. Building with this actually has a JavaScript eval that it's using. I wonder if I could look it up here. Let's see, is it in here? Look up eval. Yeah. So here's the eval function being called. And so you don't necessarily want that. That's an unsafe option for you when you're going to load a website into production, or you're going to deploy a website into production. You don't want to use it to load modules or load JavaScript from a string. That's not good. If you want to take a look at, there's a bunch of different YouTube videos out there. If you want to take a look at why content security policies exist, please do that. It is a issue that I see with some websites. Now, your website, it might not matter. I always say just throw it in. If you already know that you can make your website more secure, I'm sure your users would love for you to take care of those non-functional requirements such as security. It does, however, not affect, or this actually does help you on not this distribution file here. This is just for the development build, but the production build will actually not do this. So you don't have to worry at all. But after you've done some of these steps, from step 1 to step 2 to step 3, you actually have your own Create React app from scratch. So thanks for tuning in again. This was the third part of the Creating React app from scratch. And now you can see that you can get pretty far without having Create React app. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them below. This will conclude the 3-part series of creating a React app from scratch. If you have any questions, yes, put them in the comments or try and find me on Twitter, and I'll try and answer those questions for you. Thanks for watching. See you later.